Now, what has come as a surprise is the sudden finding that it is neither India Pakistan or a two front war. It is actually what I call a one front reinforced war. India will fight with Pakistan, but China will help Pakistan completely without showing its hand. So you see, this announcement has two aspects. As you said, one aspect is the Indian media. Now, Indian media, the mainline media, is aligned with the government thinking. So the perhaps the right question to ask is that how does the Indian government see this development? And then the other question along with that is how I see the development. So these are really the two questions. Now, as far as Indian government is concerned, it is not this package alone. This whole Operation Sindur, which was initiated by India, came as a big surprise. And the reason for that is that, as far as the top Indian security establishment is concerned, they always thought that in case there is a crisis and there is a war, it will be between India and Pakistan, or a worst case scenario will be a two front war. That means a war with China and Pakistan at the same time. So, this is the general analysis that our analysts, that our security establishment has been looking at. Now, what has come as a surprise is in Operation Sindoor, the sudden finding that it is neither India Pakistan or a two front war. It is actually what I call a one front reinforced war. What that means is India will fight with Pakistan, but China will help Pakistan completely without showing its hand. So this was a very big surprise because this sort of a war appreciation or a operation appreciation has not been done in India. So as far as this package is concerned, the package what you called the air integrated air defense trinity, this package only reinforces what we have already seen in Operation Sindoor on the Pakistan side, because these are those three things which combine together and that they provide the air superiority. That is very important because in India Pakistan context, the air operations will be the leading operations in a war. So this is how the Indian establishment and the analysts look at it. Now I see it in a different way, and the reason for that is that I noticed that after India on the 5th August 2019, it removed Article 370 from Jammu and Kashmir. What had happened was that at that time, the top Pakistani leadership, which is the Prime Minister, then Imran Khan, the Army Chief, then General Bajwa, they had gone for discussions to China. And General Bajwa had met up with Chinese President Xi Jinping also. So, what happened there is perhaps that the Chinese gave the assurance to the Pakistani side that you should focus on the development of Pakistan. And as far as the security issue is concerned, we will try and take care of this. Why I say that is because in October of 2019, when President Xi Jinping came to India for the second informal summit with Prime Minister Modi, this subject was brought up by Xi, where she told Modi that there is a need to have triangular peace, which really meant that China, Pakistan, and India should have peace amongst themselves, resolve their differences properly and peacefully, so that the whole region has peace and then there is development in the region. Of course, this idea was not accepted by the Indian side, and since then, I have been noticing that the top Chinese leadership at all occasions have been making this point that China will support Pakistan's security and territorial integrity. So this was not a political saying only. They had the complete they wanted to walk the talk also, and that is precisely what they did. Because on the one side, on the political side, the Chinese statement was coming like this. On the military side, I noticed that the exercises which were going on between the two air forces, which is PLAF and Pakistan Air Force, they became more and more advanced. That means now they were working together in an advanced exercise in the real combat area. So that was very obvious to me, at least, that what we should be looking at is not a India-Pakistan war, but we should be looking at India-Pakistan, one front reinforced war, as I said, where Pakistan and China will work together, with China not physically being there, but helping with all the other things to Pakistan so that Pakistan stays the course. So when I see the package here, it is really the next step, because all the lessons that have been learned from Operation Sindur, the Pakistani side has learned, so they have realized that they want these things to do better. So they realize that they want now the fifth generation aircraft and hence J-35A. Then they want better integrated air and missile defense. Obviously, the HQ-9 was not good enough. So now they are asking for HQ-19, which is equivalent to the American THAAD system. That means it can take on the intermediate range ballistic missiles also in the exo atmosphere. And they are asking for KJ-500, which is actually a airborne early warning and control system. So when you put all this together, it becomes very clear that the preparations will go on very fast and training is also going on. There are reports that the Pakistan Air Force officers, they are already there in China and they are training on this new acquisition, which is the fifth generation aircraft. So, this is how I see the thing, and this is how the government of India or the top security establishment has seen this development. So, you see, what will happen is that India now has to look for capabilities that match up with this package. So India is already looking for those capabilities, something that can match with the J-35A. India is considering the Russian offer. India is looking at the Rafale, trying to buy more Rafale. India's External Affairs Minister Jay Shankar is already in Paris right now. And the Russian, in fact, their Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov is coming this week to Delhi. I'm sure this subject will come up about the Sukhoi 37. Similarly, India is also looking at a better, a platform or an equivalent platform of KJ 500. And India is also looking at the possibility of better or rather more S-400 units, which are to match the HQ-19. So this is one part that is going on. So as far as India is concerned, India is also going in that preparedness phase, and despite any further terror attacks, I think even if there are more terror attacks, India is not likely to do much right now. It wants to simply prepare itself. As far as Pakistan is concerned, Pakistan also is building up its capability, as I said, with help from China for deterrence, for war fighting. But the key thing about Pakistan is that it will not go into any crisis or a war without consulting China. So China will be a major restraining factor for Pakistan, and China, without consulting China, they will not do anything. So what we are looking at really is, after Operation Sindur, we will see a lot of tension between India and Pakistan. We will see a lot of information war, especially the two medias, very ugly information war getting hyped up between the two countries. And basically, that will add to the overall situation, which is that India and Pakistan are actually today living at the edge of war. So the whole situation is tense after Operation Sindoor. It cannot be said that things are peaceful.